Okay, this is a test. It's before dawn in Maui, and I'm with my brother Nick Komar, who's doing his big year of birding in the US and territories. We're about to head up to the national park to look for the first birds that could be added to his big year here in Maui. Okay, good morning. I'm here on the Haleakala volcano, driving up from near the coast in the island of Maui, Hawaii, with my brother Nick Komar, who is doing his big year of US and territories. Try to see as many bird species as he can in this huge area of North America. Nick, how you doing this morning?
A bit tired, didn't get much sleep as usual.
And tell me, what are we hoping to see today?
We're hoping to see one species in particular of a native endemic honey creeper here in Maui. And it's basically a Maui creeper, although it's got a Polynesian name or Hawaiian name. And I can never remember how it's pronounced. It's a very difficult name. I don't even remember right now. I said it 2 minutes ago and I can't keep it straight in my head.
Yeah, I understand. You told me the name too, and I can't remember it either. It's like 6-syllable name. Now we're looking at a forest here on the road that recently burned at the base, and we're very close to Lahaina, the town that was subject to major forest fires earlier this year. So you can see, I think you can probably see it through the screen here.
So we just passed an elevation sign, 2,500 feet. We're going up to over 5,000 feet to see this honey creeper.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty exciting. And this honey creeper is only found on the island of Maui in the whole world. It's an island endemic. And in fact, there are several island endemics in Maui, and we hope to see 2 or 3 of them on this trip.
There are 2 volcanoes in Maui, and it's only found in this volcano.
Right, so
eastern Maui.
Very, very exciting morning. Nick, are you excited to, or do you feel like you're on the thrill of the chase right now to try to see this bird?
I try not to get too excited about birds, because then this leads to greater disappointment if we don't find it. So I'm hoping we find it, but I'm also trying to keep my emotions in check.
Right, no guarantees, right?
No guarantees for sure. Sometimes, for another species similar to this, on the island of Hawaii, I actually spent 14 hours looking for it, never did find it.
Wow. Okay.
And if we're lucky, we'll hear a Maui parrotbill as well. Or maybe we could even see one. It's another critically endangered species that is found in an area of the forest that's restricted. We're going to try to get access to that forest next weekend. About 3,500 feet on the Haleakala volcano in eastern Maui.
We're up above 4,000 now.
Okay, December 7th, 2023. On our way to American Samoa in the search for 900 species.
Well, how many do you have now?
829. We're getting close, but it's December 7th. We only have 24 more days.
We better get going then.
Yeah, let's get going.
We're here looking for the Maui parrotbill. There's Nick Komar, who needs one of these for his big year. Very rare, endangered bird. Nick, have you seen a parrotbill yet?
No, I think I may have heard 1 or 2.
Yeah, if we're lucky, we might get one singing and recorded on this video.
Birds way out there.
Oh, that was an iwi. Well, we just spent a couple hours in the Haleakala volcano. Nick, what did you see?
We saw quite a few native birds actually. Iwi and apapane and Hawaii amakihi. They were all common. Actually, they were abundant. We also saw a couple of the Maui creeper. And again, it's got this name that I can't remember. Remember it, Oliver? Alauahio.
Yeah, Alauahio.
Alauahio.
Yeah.
Which is very short-billed, bright yellow in the head, and
Very rare.
it's
only
critically
found-
endangered. I think it's
Only found in this half of the island.
only on this one volcano.
Right.
So as we said, we saw an immature and an adult.
So you got a new one for your big year.
I did get a new one. It's number 830.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and we're about to head to the airport now to go to American Samoa.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, it looked like a ground dove. What are you doing, Nick?
I'm looking up a dove we just saw. A dark, plump, small dove with the white breast and head.
Meanwhile, we have right outside our window here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful Pacific kingfisher.
It's my camera.
Nick, do you see anything out there?
Not really. There's a few naughties flying around and some boobies. Red-footed boobies and brown boobies, but no shearwaters, petrels, or storm petrels, which is what we're looking for here in American Samoa.
Yeah, that's a long trip, isn't it, to get to Samoa?
It's 2,600 miles south of Honolulu.
So you've done an awful lot of traveling this year, Nick. You get tired of traveling?
Not really. I mean, it doesn't really bother me so much. It's not that I like it per se, but it's just, you know, it's part of the deal. You gotta get from one place to another, and travel is what you gotta do. So I'm not really for or against it. It's just that it is what it is.
So Nick, one of the interesting things about this big year that you're doing is that you're doing it with a disability, which is the Parkinson's disease. You seem to be doing just fine with that disability. How long have you had Parkinson's?
20 years, but it gets progressively worse every year. And I treat it with medication with dopamine, and I do pretty well with that. You run into times when you have too much dopamine in your system or not enough dopamine in your system, and it throws you off balance a little bit, or slows you down, or gives you too much movement, and it can be embarrassing or just inhibit the normal life affairs. But I just try to ignore it and just go on and do what I want to do.
So Nick, this is our last day on the island of Tutuila in American Samoa. You're almost done with your big year in the USA and territories. What's the date today? It's like the 13th of December, I think.
Today's December 12th.
December 12th. Okay. Can you tell me, what would you do differently if you were to do a big year again?
Good question. I haven't really thought about that at all. Maybe I'll be able to reflect on it after the year is over. But a couple of things do come to mind. One is I would do more pelagic trips early in the year, not wait until the end of the year to do pelagics. Because some of the birds are only found early in the year. For example, European storm petrel. You can only see that in springtime. And so I was a bit lackadaisical about getting onto pelagic trips, and now I'm paying the price for it because there's several, 5 to 10 species that I don't have yet, which I should have gotten earlier. And I'm going to try to get on some pelagics. We went on a pelagic trip today here in Pago Pago, American Samoa, and we saw a couple of nice shearwater species, but only one of them was new. But earlier in the year, maybe there would have been a greater variety of birds. Who knows?
Nick, I see that you are starting to write your blog for today, your blog entry. Tell me about the blog and how you've been using it to document your big year.
Well, I wanted people to be able to follow my progress, and you can't actually follow my progress on eBird because eBird doesn't have a category for USA and territories. So in order for people to know how many species I've seen up to date, they have to read my blog. Early in the year, I was publishing a blog maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. And now towards the end of the year, I'm getting close to my challenge number of 900 species. And now I'm trying to post every day.
And do you think that the blog will ever become more than just a blog? Maybe turn it into a short book or novel or something
Possibly.
like that?
I mean, if I accomplish my goal, then I think there's a rooster going.
They're all over the
Right
place
here
on
on the
this
grounds of
island.
the hotel.
Yeah.
What was the question?
What's that rooster doing here? No, the question was about your blog, if it might become more than just a blog.
Well, if I decide that there's material here for a book, or if somebody comes to me and says, we'd like to convert this to a book, I'd be happy to do so. So maybe it'll turn into a bestseller someday, who knows. But there needs to be a hook. So if I end up with 850 species, that's boring, because other people have done that in a smaller area. But if I reach my goal on the last day of the year, something like that, that would be exciting.
Well, how many followers does the blog have?
I've posted over 50 blog posts, and the one that has the most reads, it was over 300 reads. So we currently, I'd say about 20 or 30 people are actively following me, meaning they're coming across the blog before I even tell people about it. So the way I tell people about it is I post it to Facebook, but I haven't posted Facebook posts in quite some time.
Well, I'm back with Nick in Hawaii after coming back from American Samoa. Tomorrow's my trip home to Honduras. And Nick, I've got one more question for you.
Okay.
Now that you've been to American Samoa, and I know you've been to Puerto Rico 3 times, do you have any impressions or reflections about whether it was a good idea to expand your big year area to include the U.S. territories?
I'm glad I did it. I had a really great time birding in Puerto Rico all 3 times. I had a great time birding in American Samoa with you this past week. I'd never been there before. Saw a lot of new birds and new things for my own cultural education. I think it'd be great if other birders visited American Samoa in the future. It was really amazing how little tourism there was there, and how much I think the country could benefit from some additional tourism. Although it'd have to be, done in a careful way to not interfere with the culture of American Samoa, which is a very strong culture. But I'm sure that's possible, and I'm really glad we were there. We had a great time, and we saw some beautiful things. So yeah, I'm happy that I did it, and I'm looking forward to visiting Guam and the Northern Mariana Islands next week, or this week actually. I'm leaving on Sunday. Today's Friday. So Nick, my son Nick, is going to join me in Honolulu, and we're going to fly out to Guam.